Just the other day, I was thinking to myself, got bad mental health and I really need help. But because I've done 14 clean bones in a cell, believe me, I've been up and down a dish of well.
All right, mate, all right. Ren 66p. What are you saying, mate? All right, then. It's good to see you every day, what you want to say. Big up Wacky. Get on Wacky, it's Do you remember PP? He's still around. I've seen him. He's still simping, should we say. Bless him. Big up, Tony. Yeah, I'm a real deal, but I'm kind of, you know what I mean? I'm a humble person, you know what I mean? I don't come on here like Paul Dumbo Venis and Brett May and go on about, you know, people don't want to hear all that twaddle, you know what I mean? They want to see action, not words. So, yeah, there's a big announcement coming tonight, which you ain't going to want to miss. Cheers, by the way. Cheers. Friday night. Come on. I know, look, you can see the bottle in the background. So, you know, I know everyone's thinking like, no, you shouldn't know. It's not good to drink too much. So, yeah, just listening to some tunes. Do you know what I mean? I was going to go down my mates, but as soon as he said that he was skin, and I thought, hold on, that's an invitation. That means I've got to buy the drinks and the food and fuck, you know. And I thought, nah. I said, no, it's all right. I'll go home. I'll have a little tipple on my own. You know what I mean? Bottoms up, as they say. There's a few people that know about that on this corner, isn't it? You know what I mean? Ooh, what? Yeah, we guys. PP has ruined his marriage and his life for YouTube. Same as Tumble Dryer. He's on the run from gangsters for the rest of his life for YouTube. Where do we find them, Dom? Big up, Sean. It's true what you're saying. It's true. And it's not, it doesn't end there. Paul Ellis is in prison. Tumble Dryer's been on the run for the last 2 years. PP's ruined his marriage. He's sick. Well, you know, he's ruined his marriage and his life, you know. Whoa. Ain't no happy days now, is there? You know what I mean? And it goes on. Look at Bobby. Look at Venis. He's ruined his relationship. They put him in an old people's home. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to hear about him going on about Danny G anymore. Do you get me? Fucking hell, where do we find them, mate? I'm the only normal one on here. You know, content creator-wise, I'm the only normal fella, you know, that you'd meet and can have a civil conversation with. The rest of them, they're delusional. They're fucking... Mate. Jesus. Tim Smith, what you saying, mate? Long time. Big up, bro. Yeah, it's the rise of the older soldier, isn't it? Yeah. Fuck me, mate. Where do we find him? Yeah, did you see him today? So everyone's... No, that's not the announcement, by the way, but I've just seen a couple of Brett May's shorts, yeah, as you probably have yourself. He's with Dougie Joyce. How did he have the courage to think like he wasn't going to get ambushed, you know? But, yeah, so they're saying it's going to happen. The sensible people will still be skeptical. I don't know, mate. I don't know. You know, there's Shadowboxer. Oh, look. And I'll give him his dues. He is somewhat getting fit, you know. He's probably coming off nicking a Guinness, but, you know. Big up Cumbrian Truth. Big up Ash, mate. Big up John. Big up Davey. Yeah, no. I'm always paying for my friends. You know, certain friends, you know, I don't want to say name. You might be watching, you know what I mean? Big up, Matt. Big up, Marshall. What you saying? Big up, mate. There's big up, not Joe Morris. I think I had him blocked on the other channel, to be honest, but, you know, we'll let bygones be bygones, you know. A new day and all that shit. Yeah, big up, Cumber and Truth. Well, you've been restreaming all of Paddy's, isn't it? Paddy's videos. I've I do keep my ear to the, what's going on. I do check out a bit of Big Tony. I'll Decker just wants to be friends. Of course he does. How many wines you've had? A bottle and a bit. So this is the second bottle, so not much. So I should be all right for doing this live. If I've done it, because I've got another bottle in the fridge. So once I go over the 3-bottle range, that is it. That's when I'll start to. That's when normally I'm asleep, but if I'm on live, I'll tend to make a tit of me. Look, we all do it. Come on, mate. But yeah, big up, Matt. Big up, mate. Hope you're doing well, mate. Opinionated Kaz, what you saying? They broke the mold when they made this one. Yes. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So, look. Yeah, so, yeah, Dougie Joyce has met Brett May. It's looking good. It's looking, for those that are interested in that, instead of, I know Paddy Conroy's still going at it with Big Tony and fucking hell. Probably be this time next year, No one's been put in prison. Nobody's, but I don't know, You wouldn't like to fall out with any of that lot, would you? Yeah, and we've got Decker in his little, oh no, that's Venis. But he's going to end it. But he's still love hearting everyone in the comments. If so, he's okay. Oh shit, my battery's fucking dead. I can't believe this shit. I think that happened the last time I was live as well. I don't really use the laptop a lot, So, yeah. Yes, Freckles boy, what you saying, mate? The big announcement is, yes, I will be there tomorrow in London. All right. There you go. That's the big announcement. Dr. Ratpool will be there for the march. I'll probably be on my own, unfortunately for me, because I've got, quite a few enemies. But how can I put this? Most of my friends ain't, ain't white English. Do you get me? So, it's like that. No, nobody's coming with me. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Kai Allen, of course you can make me. Listen, just to show that I am not what I portray, I'll bring a few little hats. If anyone wants a hat, they'll get a hat. You know what I mean? So I'll bring a few Dr. Ratful hats, So, yeah. Peter Brooks, that's but Dougie's starting to go grey, isn't he now as well? Did you see it? A few of the old, you know what I mean? Look, we're all going through it, mate. I'm fucking 40 next year. I'm getting on as well. So yeah, yeah, called in, yeah, Brett May, but where did he meet Dougie? Dougie. Yeah, where did he meet Dougie today? Was it Manchester? So he's going to be. I don't believe that. I don't believe Brett will be in London tomorrow, but we'll see. You going? Are you going, Simon? Simon, are you going, mate? So there's a few people that are going. I'm bound to look. We got, it's going to be a big old crowd, but you never know. Brett, I don't think Brett will go. No, I agree with that. I agree with that statement. He won't go. If he does, well, that'd be a riot by itself, wouldn't it? Fuck that. Okay, get yourself a drink, Daniel, everyone. Come on, it's Friday night. Enjoy yourself. Look at me. Look. Oh, God. Delish. I love red cabbage. That's the best thing about a kebab, isn't it? I was going to get cod and chips, but when I knew I was drinking, I thought, once the chips go cold, you know, I'll just be eating the cod, and you know, so I might have a Chinese if you know. But I'm on a diet, and fucking, you wouldn't believe it, would you? No, it's a cheap one. Don't worry. Excuse me. I always get a frog in my throat where I can't clear my throat. Now it's Hardy's. It's a cheap old wine. Costs £6 to £8, depending on what shop you go in. But it does the job. It's cheap. It's cheerful, and it tastes nice. And you know what? Red wine is meant to be served at room temperature. Yeah, I always keep mine in the fridge or in the freezer. I love it cold. You know, so that's just me being, you know. Yes, I think I do need a minder, mate. Jenny Few, is that Jenny Few? No, I was gonna bring a couple of people with me, but I'm not sure they'll want to come. It's not their kind of thing, you know. There's people I know, but they're not. You know, most people in London, we've dealt with this for so many years. It's no big deal to us, you know. All this, like, you know, you kind of adjusted to it, you know. It's been like this now for 10, 15 years. This should have been knocked on the head years ago, mate. It's not. Nothing's going to change. Tomorrow, all right, yeah, we've got to do something. We've got to try and defend our country, yeah. But nothing's going to change. The country's a shithole. It's a shithole. Do you know what I mean? That's why, you know, you always hear me coming on here. I support Russia. And I know most people think, oh, you know, now they're the bad guys. They've, you know, but you've got to listen to the history about it, you know. Just don't listen to Sky News and fucking the BBC and all, you know. And there's nothing against the Ukrainian people. I love the Ukrainian people, you know what I mean? It's just that Zelensky and them European fuckers that I don't like, you know. But yeah, yes. Anyway, I don't want to start talking about. Look, I'll stick with the UK. Yeah, the UK's a mess. That Mandelson, he's another pervert, along with what's his name, Starmer and his little rent boys, and the rest of them. Rachel Reeves, David Lammy, Yvette Cooper. Come on, mate. Fuck me. They couldn't run a fucking chimp's tea party, please. But the country is so fucked now. Look, even if Nigel Farage gets in, and I wish he does, you know, but you can't reverse this now. 70 million people and counting. You're going to deport 500,000. It's going to make no difference, is it? Yeah, it'll stop them coming over now, but we're already overpopulated. Do you get me? It's just a shit show. Too little, too late, you know? But this should have all been done fucking 15 years ago. But you know what they say, better late than... And they want us to fight for this fucking country? Do you get me? The conscriptions to fight against, you know, our enemies, our so-called... Look, and who's causing all the divide between everyone? It's the government. Mainly it's the government. You know what I mean? More than the people, they say, oh, you're right, you're left, you know. But who's causing the divide? The government. You know, they know what they're doing. Fuckers. Prime Venis. Oh, God. And you know what? I can't believe the views he gets. I can't believe how many people are brainwashed into thinking that big donut can actually throw hands. Do you know, he can't. Look, and it's not me being... Look, I've got nothing against him. I like him. I don't hate anyone on it. I've said that about a week ago on a video. The guy's... He's a fraud. He's a fraud. You know, little shorty pants. You know, he can't fight. Do you know? I will see you. You know. Venis, we've heard it all. You want to fight Brett May, you want to fight Shadow. No, you just want to inject yourself into the argument. You're not going to fight. Please fight someone who's a fighter. Fight a fighter. I'm sure if he phoned Dougie Joyce would be fucking, yeah, come on. I'll have someone for you tomorrow. But obviously, no one's going to get paid. So, but yeah, Venis got taxed £25,000. That's a true story. I'm glad you brought it up, Sean. Yes, that's a true story. He can't play Lee Duffy. You see him. Lee Duffy was a big, rangy. Sorry, I'm thinking of Rising Damp now when he said, like, never mind. No, I won't get into that. Rangy, you know, when they say you're not tall, but you're rangy, yeah? So, look, Lee Duffy, big, strong, strapping, and he could, you know what I mean? He could, you know, and there's Venis, you know. Look, that K1, sorry, that K1 stuff, white collar boxing. Come on, let's be honest. They weren't world champions. Do you get me? He's been taxed. He's had a little puppy farm. He's been selling dodgy trainers. Good luck to him. Few charity scams here and there. Big up, John Smith. What you say, mate? How did he get taxed and what for? I can't say the name, but someone from the northeast taxed him. You'll know him, but you know you'll have to ask someone else. Big up, John. I always see you in the comments of the Shadowboxers live, and I'll sit there watching it as well. I know I've had my issues with him, and he was going to doorstep, and little homeless, brainless Mickey was going to have, you know, but you know he is entertaining, you know, even though you know, regardless of what he's done or whatever, or whose side you believe, his side or the woman's side, you know what? I'm not gonna debate that now because you know, Kane Dingle boxing. What you saying, brother? Yeah, he gave away 4 trainers on his. Did he? I don't know. We'll have to highlight that comment, mate. Sorry. Then. The trouble is, look. No, I know we've took the mickey out of this story, and I've said like you order size 9 Nikes and you get size 16. They're joking. Size 16. That has happened. That's a true story. And all right, I've slightly exaggerated, but everyone remembers living in London, Daniel Lazar, yeah? He used to get a barrage of people on Instagram saying, oh, can you call that Venis, that big chin guy, you know? He's just, you know, I've bought a pair of trainers off him because Venis, look, people are thinking like, why would you buy trainers from Venis? There's fucking JD Sports Direct on every high street, yeah? But because Venis collects trainers and he collects limited editions, you know, and, you know, like special train. So obviously some people, and they probably think, oh, maybe I get a little signature from Venis, you know, and, you know, I don't, they're like, you know, they're fanboys, aren't they? So they bought them from him. They haven't got the trainers. They've tried to ask for the trainers via Instagram. Venis has come on, you know, screaming down the fucking phone, you know, and I knew that's when I knew that living in London, Daniel Lazar, who used to like to exaggerate a lot himself, that's why I knew he was telling the truth. Because I used to get a lot of people telling me on Instagram as well, saying, hey, Doc, look, can you just put this on your channel? I've just bought some trainers off of Paul, and he's not sending them, mate. You know, what am I meant to do? I phoned him, and he says, oh, they're in the it's already been 3 weeks, you know, and but I, like you, why would you buy a pair of trainers from him of all people? You know what I mean? When you can go to your local or buy them from fucking, I don't know, you know, online, you know. But everyone's, you know, there's always a few in there that have, you know, issues. But yes, it happened, and yeah. But I don't know about he was giving away 4 pairs of trainers on Venis, give away anything. Come on, mate. And people still go and believe the Gormless oath, like, oh, he's always big, he's fighting, man. One fucking fight in 9 years. One fight. Show me the fights. People can say, oh, yeah, he's a 31 fights, kickboxing, K1 champion. Mickey Mouse opponents, mate. Fuck that. He's never gone up against a Mick Terrell, a Matt Legg, a ticking time bomb, someone who's got a bit of pedigree, someone who's actually been there and had a... Sorry, calm down. Yeah, anyway, yeah, he got taxed North side. Yeah, he got taxed, John. He got taxed from the well, you'll have to ask other people that. I can't mention any names, you know. All right, I can. I think it was is it an Heslop or an Eslop? Something like that. Anyway, yeah. He got taxed, but of course it's nothing to do with me. Don't shoot the messenger, don't shoot the man, shoot. You know what I mean, anyway, yeah, you know. God, this is free. I've left this one in the freezer far too long. It's freezing. That's how you do it, mate. Cheers, everyone. Have a good Friday night. Does the last R still go around in the bus? You know what? I've been up Camden a few times. I haven't seen him. I don't know what's happened to him. People are saying, oh, is he still all right? Is he alive? You know, he is. Look, this is the story I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I heard he got warned off of coming on YouTube for a few of, you remember Uncle K? A few of his fellas warned Lazar off. If that's true, I do not know, but that's what I heard. They give him a slap and they said, listen, you don't come back on YouTube or otherwise, you know. And they're obviously from like Kentish Town, Camden Town, you know, that way. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've heard from whispers around the street, you know. But, you know, as I haven't seen Uncle K or heard from him or anyone else, or I don't know. It could be just a load of, you know. Is it? Oh, is it Sean? You know more than me, mate. You know more than me. Yeah. Oh, pretending he was Lee Duffy in the Sayers film. Do you remember that film, that Not Breed of Criminal or whatever it was called? It had Video Craig in there. You know, and it had Paul Venis playing the duffer. That was it. That's his moment to be the duffer. That 5 seconds, and I laughed my head off when I first see him. I thought, who's that little shorty pants? Do you remember Ben Hatchett? And they done a picture, him and Ben Hatchett, when they were doing Street Bacon's UK. Remember that fight platform went down the toilet, didn't it? Before you could say Jack Robinson, yeah. Another failure for Paul Venis, but. Do you remember he done a picture with Ben Hatchett, who ain't the biggest fella in the world, you know? I like Ben. I know a lot of people don't, but Ben's pretty small. He's a little guy, isn't he? And Venis had these slippers on. Sorry, sandals, sneakers. What do you call them things? Them sandal things. Sliders, yeah? And they were the extra thick. Mate, look, I'm not here to, you know, put anyone down. They were about like 3 inches thick rubber. And he had an hat on as well. And Hatchett didn't have an hat on. And they're about, so I thought, about 5'5". All right, I know I'll take the piss and say Venis is 5'1.5". He's about 5'5". He's still a little shorty pants, but do you know what I mean? Imagine he saw a big guy like me. I'm 6'3". When people see me tomorrow, they're not going to believe it. They're going to be like, most people that see me, they're going to be like, wow. You look bigger than you look on, you know, on camera, you know, and of course, I'm a big old lad, you know, and people like, you know, big up Wingerding, hey, Wingerding, you coming tomorrow? You coming to London tomorrow? I know you are. Yeah, and Danny Christie as well. That surprised me. Remember, because of the chew, they were involved with this chew. They didn't want a JCB going through the house or something. I thought, oh, you absolute fuck. You know what? We'd all get scared. We all get scared if we're threatened. Like, yeah, look, even me, I get a bit worried. You know, I'm not scared to die because I'm an old fart. I've had my life. You know what I mean? So, boom, it's, you know, as far as I'm concerned, not scared of getting beaten up or, you know, But for people like that to cut, you know, we all get a little bit, you know, when, you know, you're going to think, oh, shit. And they were like, oh, I don't want this chew. It's a, you know, I'm all just for having a street fight or a, you know, and I thought, oh, you pair of wankers. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. Do you know, at least front it out, at least come on video and say like, do kind of changed the narrative a bit. You know, you could see the fear in their eyes, but come on, at least you got to front it a bit, haven't you? Because don't forget, they were like the hard guys of this corner, and that's not saying much, is there? Because look, nobody fights on this corner. Who fights on this corner? Be honest. Danny Christie turns up. Ticking Time Bomb turns up. Heggy used to turn up before he died. I'm going to end it. I've just turned on monetization. I've just because I have to leave the loved ones a few pennies. And he's hearting video Craig's comments. I kid you not. You know, how fucking fickle can you be? There you go, Taffy. All right, stop complaining. There you go. Nah, me and Taffy are all right, you know. Oh, God. Stingerling, big up, mate. Big up. See, this drink's making me too happy. I've got to get serious. Going, you know, sitting here fucking giggling like a fucking little girlie, you know. Oh, God. Told you anything about getting a lamb shish, a kebab, yeah? Because they're so fucking chewy, ain't they? It's like, you know what I mean? When you get a doner, I like the chicken doner. I don't like the lamb doner. I only like the chicken doner. But I feel so guilty after it. Sometimes I jump on the exercise bike, you know, like and do 50 minutes. You know, I feel like, oh, you fat cunt. Oops, I've said that word. You know, and that's why I've now started eating that shish one. But I wanted cod and chips, but I knew as I was drinking, the chips would just go cold, and the only thing I'd end up eating was the cod. So, but I like the pickled onions. My mum likes them little diddly onions, you know, that you get in a jar in a supermarket. I like them big ones, them big pickled them big pickled onions we're talking about. I like the big pickled onions from the chip shop, you know. Do you remember who watches that channel, Rate My Takeaway? They've had a bit of falling out. It's a good channel, mate. That big fat guy, I think his name's Danny. Quality Guy. Does anyone watch that channel? But I can't watch a lot of them takeaway channels. They make me hungry. I'm sitting here at 8 o'clock at night watching like Rate My Takeaway, and he's tucking into fucking, you know what I mean, like chicken and fucking burgers, and I'm sat there eating like fucking a bowl of grapes, you know, trying to like, you know, restrain myself. It's mad. Yeah, do they give you heartburn? Oh, that's why I can't drink cider. I can't drink sparkling wine. Like the missus, she can drink cider. My mate he drinks them big bottles of white sparkling wine, like champagne, and it's sparkling. They give me proper acid burn, you know. So but them big pickled onions. Oh, I love them, mate. They make my mouth water. That's how. People, when I say that, people think like, this guy's lost the fucking plot, hasn't he? He's sat here talking about fucking pickled onions, you know. North. Cheering, innit? Big up Vinny and the mall. Exposure TV and know about that lot, but yeah. Oh, God. Nah, she can't hear you. She's not here. Mishi, what you saying? What's happened to Lazar? We was just talking about him about 5 minutes ago. Big up Jedi. I'll do a brilliant Jedi impression. My opinion. My fucking opinion. Well, I used to do. It's It's looking a bit shabby now, isn't it? Big up, Jedi. Big up, mate. We've had our ups and downs, but I love Jedi. He probably still living in the same gaff. Probably still got the same broken blind, but you know, been a long time, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he's just getting on with life. Okay. He's all right then. Okay, that's good. Yeah. How long we done? We've done 31 minutes. I think we'll call it a day in a minute. Yeah, if he's moved on, fair play to him, you know what I mean? I can't do it anymore. I tried to do it at the beginning of the video. What is Stephen? Every day still going on about this YouTube. Oh, big up Northern Kings live later. Bob Fart, we say. Northern King. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it works. Oh, it's cringe. Yeah, he's still floating around though, isn't he, PP? I noticed him the other day. I thought, oh, bloody hell, there we go, you know. Okay, now. Look, we got, you know, look, I had this and I don't know whether to read it or not, but we'll make it as an outro. You know, Derek, can anyone put one of Derek's many illnesses in the chat? How's your pal bird shit? You mean Big Tony? Hey, Wingerding, when you're next in London, mush? I like that name. I like the Lee Dosser. Oh no! I know what, you know, it's just and I read it out. What a chump. I just read, yeah, everyone's course. They're all fucking, yeah, oh mate. Oh God. Just got wound into that one, didn't I? Yeah. Sepsis. No, look. Oh, come on. Pericarditis. PTSD. Alcohol addiction. Cancer. Torn biceps. Anxiety. Islamophobia. That one got him in a lot of trouble. Poor Decker. Skin cancer scare. Bipolar. Schizophrenia. Sleep apnea. Pneumonia. No, oh, fuck off. Another time. How long you got? Fucking hell. Yeah, my money's on Shadow. Yeah. You know, Brett's a big old lump, and you know, and sure, if he hits you, it's gonna hurt, but he's only good for 30 seconds. You know. Yeah, but you know, if it happens, look, we'll all love it, and that it will turn the tide. It will make the two of them will be like superstars on this corner of YouTube because they've actually had a fucking fight. I mean, let's be honest, nobody has a fucking fight. They've all got, oh no, you know. But look, apart from Danny Christie and the ticking time bomb, who actually has ever? You never see anyone have a fight. It's crazy, fucking crazy. Big up Varth Dana. Varth Dana. Mickey Theo and Jedi, they've had a bit of, but the thing is with Jedi, he keeps saying he's going to beat up Mickey Theo, beat up Tony, you know what I'm talking about, Big Tony, but he never happens. Oh, we want to see action, not words, Jedi. Come on, my opinion. And Jedi looks a big old lump himself. He looks like he can handle himself, but you know, I don't know. So, about the call was your love. Christmas is cancelled. You say JDP today. Well, listen to me, Jimmy Forward. I'm only going to talk about, now, Decker's going to have this fight. Well, no, Decker's at the end of the spare, and the... Oh, I love JDP. He's my favourite. And Christopher John. Where's Popeye's gone these days? Who's Popeye? Popeye. Oh, no, you've lost me there, Taffy. You'll have to explain. I was thinking you were talking about someone, but maybe you're talking the Irish Tommy Robinson wannabe. No, put his name in. Irish. Shadowbay. Oops, Shadow. Oh, John Paul Fitzliar, of course, yeah. What a fucking goof. To be honest, he's the worst of the lot. He's the worst of the lot. Never, he was going to fight with a Mac Bygrave, not Max Bygraves, from Family Fortunes. Ah, God. He's good at getting his leg over and making babies, so I don't know. It's good for saying. There's Banter JPD. Oh, no. Watch the videos get knocked out by next month. Once October comes and the Christmas season's on us. Watch JDP be knocking them out, mate. Do you know what I mean? He loves a bit of gossip. Oh, Dougie's going to be fucking... And look, that's going to be another enemy, isn't it, for Brett May when he don't turn up? Maybe the Joyces will be after him as well, Where were they today? Were they in Dougie's back garden or were they in a pub? Does anyone know? So, look, it was a pub garden, wasn't it, or something? Yeah. Crosswell. Yeah, don't forget Murphy's Church will be this weekend. So we're looking forward to that. No, I love JDP. He's a good guy. He's all right though, JDP. I know, you can't please everyone, Yeah. There's always going to be some people that think, this is, Dougie Joyce is a dancer. Well, yeah, to be fair, after what happened with what they done to Big Patrick Doherty, they lost a lot of respect from me. We all remember that. That was years ago, but we all remember that. He was an old man and he basically handled himself. So, well, they got a thing, weren't they, with old men, but, But look, it'll all end in tears. It always does. But 3D Fight Club. I was going to be fighting on the first 3D Fight Club. For those that don't know, yes. There was a guy called Ash McGiffin, a.k.a. Ash McChicken. We was going to get it. He was a promoter as well for Dougie. He was one of, he was in there. He was part of the management. He got shafted. He didn't have no money. He had to borrow money off of Ash String, my dear friend Ash String. We was going to get it on at the very first 3D Fight Club. Of course, once he saw the doc was serious, he suddenly it was all like, oh well, I want look. Can you not be in character? No, you're just be out of character because you're worrying me now. So, and there's a video floating around YouTube of me and Dougie online. Dougie loved me. Once he saw me, he could see the alpha male. You know what I mean? He knew there was a lot of respect there. Where do we find them? Indeed. Yeah. So yeah. The 3D Fight Club, though, look, It's the biggest scam in the country, but it always delivers some drama and some characters, doesn't it? We had the Swan, Fighting Trolls. Most people know Fighting Trolls. Bobby Kyle, the legendary, the Pride of Scott. What's happened to fucking Bobby Kyle, by the way? Bobby, if you're watching, mate, hope you're okay, and you and your missus, hope you're doing fine, mate. Love Bobby. Love Bobby. I remember, I'll tell you what I remember when Dougie and Ash String had a bit of a Barney online over, and Ash, bless Ash String, he tried to give it, but he got shouted at, I don't know. Bobby is on the straight and narrow. What's that mean? Oh, God. Yeah. There was some the 3D Fight Club does bring some fun, But look, I don't know how Brett and Shadow are claiming they're the main event. They're way down the card, but I hope they are. That's who we look. Respect to Tommy Ench and the other guy, but the only people we're interested in really is Paul Michael, and and Brett May, innit, of course. But yeah. Oh, let's hope it happens. Really do. But, yeah. Even when you book a table, it's £1,000 for a table. You get drinks, cocktails, and you get a little waitress come, it's not like you can ask for your money back, is it? With the Joyces after you, well. Yeah, I've had a great evening, innit? Even though you've been sat in the corner on a little fucking fold-up table. So, so. What's my opinion? What's my analysis on Danny G? I haven't seen a lot of him lately, mate, to tell the truth. But I have covered it in other videos. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Kane. Kane Dinkles just brought up. Yes. Do we all remember when Dean Lynch-Ward and Dougie Joyce, they literally shouted the hardest doorman in the hardest doorman in the country out of the gym? Do you remember? Danny and Decker just had a brutal fight. It was a great fight, and he deserves a rematch, but you can see Decker's not in no fit state to fight anyone. Unless he mans up, and Decker, stop with the sympathy vote. It's not working, mate. Be a man, get off the shit you're on, and fucking, But yeah, what happened was, they all shouted off. Danny was shouting and then Dougie and Dean both had a go at Danny. All right, and fair enough. Danny had just been involved in a war, so he was like, all right, he was just gonna leave and there was Paul, the old man, Paul Venis. What did he do, ladies and gentlemen? Danny's not my mate. Never seen him before, mate. Ain't to do with me, mate. Kept his head down, shuffled out the fucking gym, just on his way out until they all started shaking hands again. All right, look. Suddenly, it was all like, they shake hands, we'll have a, and then Paul come up again. It was like that. Yeah, well, what's one fight in 9 years. Stop that, please. He was the insane night. His best mate, Danny. Oh yeah, I'm driving, and he told me on Fighting Trolls Live, and Venis used to jump on my lives back in the day, when we was all kind of, and he said, and I used to say to him, was Danny scared? No, Danny wasn't scared. Weren't he worried? No, he's focused, And little Paul, little dude, he. Why didn't you defend your mate? Why didn't you say, oi, who are you talking to? That's my fucking... Why didn't he shout out? Dean and Dougie were just shouting up, Danny. Danny was on his own, and he'd just fucking been in a war. And Paul was like, it's a taxi driver here. And then when they all start shaking hands again, and then Paul like, yeah, oh well, yes. It's true. It's a true story, mate. Honestly, you know, you have to watch the fight again. Watch the fight again. You'll see like Venis, he shuffles out like, nothing to do with me, mate. I wouldn't like him backing me, would you? Do you know what I mean? If I'm getting beaten up, I'd be like, Venis, get over here, help me. No, never seen him before. Why are you getting your head kicked in? Do you know what I mean? Oh, mate. Fucking hell. Where do we find them? Oh, God. Oh, we'll have to end the live in a minute. Or do other things, isn't it, obviously. Who's that guy you keep talking about, Jedi, on Shadow Boxers Live? That someone you keep mentioning. He will chin you. No pun intended. Oh my. If you don't believe me, just watch it. You know. It was good times. Anyway, God bless everyone. Let's call it a day. Yeah. Let's call an end to this bloody live. I know probably people think I'm hating on poor old Paul. Nothing against Paul. He's all right. But he's not, you know. But big up, everyone. It was fun. It was fun. What? Every day? Oh, God. You've cheered me up as well. You know, I forgot about that fucking... You know, I was glad whoever brought up that fucking Christie Decker. That's why we got to have a round two. And, of course, Venis has to be fair play, man. Paul Venis has called out the doctor. Oh, no. That's... All right, I'm off to Heathrow Airport now. Big up, everyone. We'll call it a night. God bless. Thanks for tuning in, yeah? Respect. They've all got fighting channels. But where's the fighting? We have to highlight that before we go. No, that's ice cold. Big up ice cold, though. He's the hardest doorman in England. No, then ice cold. After that, he tried to say, oh, no, well, I'm only kind of joking. I'm not, you know, of course, you know. Lee Duffy, my arse. God bless. Respect. Thanks, everyone.